All right, we're here as the Lost Rider Podcast. Good morning and welcome to this weekend's edition of News from the Camp House. Listening post to the Texas Sportsman Association, this is Herman Brune. And this weekend's edition is also brought to us by the Shaw's Bend Social Club, country club folks who don't have a country club. All right, tell you what, we're doing kind of one of our annual little shows. We're up here in Dallas with Dallas Safari Club. Dallas Safari Club is a big sponsor of the Texas Outdoor Writers Association, and they have a new executive director, Mr. Russel Stacey. Russell, how you doing this morning?
Great, Herman. Thank you for the opportunity to be on your show today.
All right, you came to this position kind of up through the ranks with Dallas Safari Club. You want to explain that a little bit?
Herman, my background is an agribusiness graduate from Louisiana, and farming and ranching and hunting all, as a kid and growing up. And I got involved in Dallas Safari Club 25 years ago and became a life member shortly after. Started volunteering. Dallas Safari Club has a huge volunteer base, and got involved at that level and worked my way up as chairing some of the events throughout their convention, then was asked to serve on the board. Shortly after that as a non-voting, just advisor role to a director, then to the president of the foundation, and now today the CEO of DSC. So,
all right, president of the foundation, that's kind of a unique idea. What would you explain to my listeners? What exactly does that mean? Dallas Safari Club Foundation. All right, would you tell us about the foundation?
So Dallas Safari Club is we have a 501c3 and 4. So we have Dallas Safari Club and the Dallas Safari Club Foundation. So the foundation does conservation and education grants throughout the world. And we do quite a few here in North America, conservation projects. We work with partners like Wild Sheep and others, and do grants through water guzzler projects, prescribed burns, different things like that. We also do conservation projects in other countries. Africa, for instance, anti-poaching is a big one there. And our education component, we work with partners. Texas Wildlife Association brigades and different ones, and we fund through them. We don't reinvent the wheel. There's so many good education programs out there. We just work with them and help sponsor them.
All right. Now, yes, the foundation is all about youth education, correct?
Youth education, and we're raising money, putting it to good use, back to education and conservation. So we started years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, with our monies came from the DSC, and they would pass some of the profits from the show, you might say, to us to vet grants and distribute, and now the foundation has grown to raising their own money and have an annual event, and we have an endowment now we've never had before, so we're doing really well.
Good. All right, now let's go this way. You've got a summer program now. It used to always be Dallas Safari Club had a show, and now you've also started having a summer program, and it's up here in Dallas. Go ahead and tell everybody.
Yeah, it's so for 2 years ago, Dallas K. Bailey had communicated to Dallas Safari Club leadership here that we could no longer hold a sizable convention. They couldn't host us in the square footage needed to host our convention, which is 675,000 square foot they were offering us there. And we were either going to have to make a choice to downsize and tell some of the exhibitors they didn't have a home or find a new place. So we ended up taking our big show to Atlanta for a couple of years, 3 years in fact. But while we were in Atlanta, we knew we needed to have something back in Texas because our members are Texas. Many of them are Texas-based and attendees in the past, and we wanted to have a home for them and the volunteers as well. So the idea came up, let's host a smaller event in the summer and tie it with our foundation gala. So we have a DSC show, we have exhibits there, and then the foundation gala for their major fundraiser is that Saturday evening, which this year happens to be July 23rd through the 26th. So we're looking forward to that. It's at the Gaylord Texan in Grapevine, Texas, which is just right outside, 15 miles here from the office.
All right, what goes on there?
We have 500 exhibitors there at that event, and we'll have a life member breakfast along with a Friday night boots and buckles, we call it, which is a fundraiser we'll do Friday night, and then Saturday night will be the big foundation gala. So we have 3 events, and then we'll have exhibits throughout the day, and so welcome anybody to come down and join us. Check out our booths. There's also raffles going on, silent auctions going on, and a lot of cool things for the whole family. You know, it's bring your kids, come out and enjoy it.
Okay, it's a family-oriented event. Is there, okay, and a foundation is hooked in, it's kind of foundation gala type of thing. Is there, okay, and 500 vendors, and I would assume these are like outfitters and stuff? Outfitters, manufacturers?
Outfitters, gun makers, furriers, jewelry makers, artists from all over the world, bronze makers. It's a little bit. It's something for everyone at the show. So it's not just hunting. It's and fishing. It's lots of fishing outfitters from Canada, North America, all throughout North America. So it's a fun event for everyone, and I encourage everybody to bring their families, their kids.
Is this an opportunity? What do you see? What kind of demographics do you see in your crowd? I mean, is this an opportunity to make a little break, be able to expand on the choir that we normally preach to?
Well, we're going to represent. We'll have 40 countries represented at this show, so there'll be people from Europe, all North America, of course, Canada, Alaska, all of those. South America will be represented, New Zealand, Australia, but it'll be heavily focused on North America and a lot of Texans there, being it's a Texas show in July, and a lot of our ranches in Texas will exhibit there.
All right, I think the question I'm asking, okay, so we're up here in Dallas, and Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, this big, giant urban area, and those are kind of the people we need to educate about hunting and fishing and conservation. So is this an opportunity to reach out to the public, just the public, not the hunting and fishing-based people that we live with every day, but just the public who may have questions about wildlife conservation? Is this an opportunity to maybe make some inroads there?
It is, and there'll be people in the industry there, in the conservation space, and a lot of our TV hosts that do outdoor TV will be there. There'll be seminars going on to educate you on bringing, what hunters bringing food to the table. It's not all about going out and shooting a trophy whitetail and mounting it on the wall, but it's about what you can do, the meat, and bringing it back to the house. And it's a lot more to hunting than killing a deer or whatever, and just having it as a trophy on the wall. So we need to educate people that that's not what it's all about, and that's our number one. That's our number one meal at all our event at our home. Beef is I'm a farmer rancher and I raise beef, but wild game is our number one meal at the table each night.
All right. Okay. Now, okay. And this is, how many years have y'all been doing the expo?
We've been doing the Expo for 46 years. The summer show is new to us. This will be our second year.
Okay.
So, and it's not going anywhere. It was such a hit last year, and people loved it. It was at the Gaylord, so people brought their families, and during the heat of the day, they might go out and enjoy the water park and enjoy the amenities there at the Gaylord. But there was things going on in the expo and out of the expo. We had some fun events for everybody.
All right. Okay. All right. No, that's all good stuff. And that's coming up July the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th in Grapevine at the Gaylord. Okay, everybody just got to look up at the Gaylord. If you're not from Dallas, you know, I've heard of the Gaylord, so I mean, I know it's a really nice place. Let's take a quick break and thank the folks who let us come on here every Saturday morning. We'll be right back.